All right, that's enough. That's it. I've had enough. Get the bubble wrap out. Put everybody in bubble wrap. Nobody plays any more games until the regular season. Kyle Gaffner, David Orzinski are both here. I'm Adrian Fedke. Now, I was kind of semi-joking, but I'm also semi-serious. I am sick of all the injuries. No other team in the NBA has to deal with this shit.
No, they don't, and it sucks. It's unfortunate. It seems like a dark cloud hangs over our team, and we always seem to get hurt. But you can't wrap everybody in bubble wrap. It's just it's a part of the game. You get hurt, so you can't really. I feel like you really can't just prevent guys from playing just to not risk them getting hurt, because it's a part of the game. It could happen at any point in time.
Is it bad that when I got the notification on my phone, I just didn't even have a reaction? Just completely numb to it. I guess that's 4 years in a row with this. I don't even know. I don't think he should be playing in Summer League. I think he should be playing, but I'd much rather him just in the gym in Camden, getting used to playing with the guys that he's going to be playing with all season in a more controlled environment. If you want to bring him out for game one in the Summer League, show him off to everybody, that's fine. But after that first game, I don't think he should have been even an option. Solely on the fact of our history. Any other team, let that number one overhaul pick play, but, I mean, it's a curse at this point.
It's a curse. Well, here's the way I kind of look at it. I mean, obviously, I understand why he needs to play. But here's the way I look at it, too. So think about it, the NFL, and what you kind of see. So if you score a touchdown on your first drive, you're basically not going to get another series if it's preseason. So the way I look at Fultz is this. If I see him play a couple possessions and he's scoring buckets and he's making it look easy, there is no need for him to play anymore. I know that he's already adjusted to the speed of the game. He already looks great out there. I mean, he's creating separation for his shot. He just wasn't really hitting his jump shot consistently in the Summer League. But he had it going. He's got all the moves. He's got everything down. I don't need to see him out there. But I understand, hey, you want to play him some, but I'm not fucking playing him 20, 30 minutes during a preseason. Fuck that. 5, 10 minutes, that's it. Get him out.
Interesting. Now you're saying you would only have him play. There's a little bit of an echo.
Yeah.
You would only play him how many games in preseason? For 10? Are you saying 10 minutes each game, or you're saying one game, 10 minutes, and then you're good? You just want to wait for the regular season?
I'm saying, like, if he's out there for 3 possessions and he scores on all 3 of those possessions, I'm taking him out. Like, there's no set time limit. It basically depends on how he plays, how he looks out there. If he looks great, I don't need to see him anymore. There's no need to be – he doesn't need to be out there anymore.
True, but I feel like, you can't really simulate speed of the game just in practice because you got competition out there, and I feel like you do have to play him. Now, I don't want to see him out there playing 30 minutes either, but I'm not really saying that he shouldn't play any. I think he should have played in Summer League. I was fine with that. It sucks that he got hurt, but you can't prevent it. Say he does make it all through Summer League, makes it all through preseason. He could get himself hurt during the regular season too and be out for whatever. Look what happened to Julius Randle a couple years ago. He was fine all throughout preseason, all throughout Summer League. Broke his leg, was out for the entire season. So you can't really just bubble wrap these guys and just to prevent. It sucks. It does suck what happened. We could just have bad luck, but I feel like you just shouldn't have that stigma on our team, and they should play to get up to game time speed and such and competition.
I just feel like it's, if I see what I need to see, I don't need to see anymore. That's the way I see it. So
I would rather – I mean, I know to your point, Kyle, he could get hurt doing anything. Simmons got hurt in a practice, last practice of the year before
it's definitely unpredictable. I mean, it's a great point he makes. Like, it's 100% true.
Him getting hurt, playing with the people that he needs to get used to playing with, as opposed to out in Vegas playing with a bunch of scrubs. I mean, look at Lonzo Ball last night. What did he drop, like 36? Like, all right, he proved that he could kill it in garbage time, but let's see what they're going to do with the guys that they're going to be suiting up with this year. And he's going to be starting from day one since Brett Brown. So I want him in that gym with Simmons and Embiid every single night. I don't want him out on the West Coast in the biggest party town in America when he's the first overall pick in the NBA draft. Like, that's not where I want the guy to be. The medical staff how long did it take for him to get on the court after he got injured? Like, I mean, I know it was like a murder scene. You got TLC bleeding, and no one gave a shit about TLC, which was
That's so
his
true.
face is like broken open and he had stitches, and everyone is just like all about Fultz.
He's got blood just dripping everywhere, and you got like a whole huddle around Fultz. Nobody's around TLC. No one cares. Oh, you got a little blood? Ah, you're okay. Rub it off. You'll be good.
You're fine. Rub some dirt on it. You'll be all right.
No, that was funny. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. So now Kyle might agree with this. Then now the way I would play him more is if he's struggling and he doesn't look good and he's turning the ball over and shit like that. Okay, I want him out there and playing. But again, it goes back to if I see it, he's out. And it's the same way in a preseason football game. You know, if you're scored a touchdown, if you're Carson Wentz on that first drive against whoever they're playing in game one, that's it. He's not playing anymore.
Yeah, I can get behind that. And if he does it consistently from game to game to game, then you're absolutely right. We don't need to see anything more. He's proven what he can do. You know, back to back to back, that's fine. But if he does have some struggles, that's where I feel like he should play a little bit more, get a little more, acclimated to the game, playing with his teammates and such. But right, after he got hurt, I was fine with him sitting out the rest of the summer league. But it was great to see the passion that he had. In a pointless game, he's trying to run down and get that block. And even after he got hurt during an interview, he was like, I was still mad I didn't get that block. But it looked a lot worse than what it really was. I mean, he couldn't put no weight on it. I mean, my heart dropped when that happened. I'm like, here we go again. Did the guy break his ankle? Thank God it was just a sprain, though.
Yeah, because it was literally the same injury as Simmons last year. How he broke his foot.
Yeah,
with a press release saying 1 to 2 weeks, which he's expected to resume normal basketball activities in 1 to 2 weeks. I don't see how that's possible. I mean, what do you think about that? 1 to 2 weeks? That does not look like 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah, I guess from what I heard, now I don't know what's true and what's not, but from what I heard, like the injury itself just looked a lot worse than it actually was. So apparently, like he probably could have played yesterday, from what I heard. Maybe, I don't know. But hey, 1 to 2 weeks, I am babying the shit out of him. I don't care.
Yeah, because you want to get ready for the regular season. And the game after, I don't know if you guys watching warm-ups, but he was walking around, running around on it just A-okay. So have you guys ever played basketball? You've all rolled an ankle before, right? It hurts. Yeah. Sprained your ankle. I mean, it's brutal. And they can linger a little bit, but it looked like he was okay. He was running around on it, so it was great to see. So I think he'd be back in action in a week or two. And 2 might be just pushing it just to give him a little bit more time to get some rest on that ankle.
Yeah.
They all could play. I mean, Embiid didn't have to be restricted on minutes. Simmons probably could have suited up and played in November. How long did it take Durant to come back from the injury? Like, these dudes, they're athletes. In the NFL, Simmons, he would have been playing. They would have had to play the whole season on that injury. Like, the NBA is one of those sports, especially in a Sixers situation, where they don't want to win now and they're all about the future. It's a whole different scenario. Like, I think the question is how careful are they going to be with Fultz in terms of letting him return? Is he going to be played in the preseason? Like, who knows? I don't trust anything. Like, when Simmons initially got hurt, I didn't think there was a chance he'd miss the whole season. And then it got more realistic, and then it happened. So I don't rule anything out.
Yeah. Now, I'm trying to think of the NBA landscape in general and who has gotten hurt. Like, out of the top picks, who gets hurt? I mean, you brought up Randall. The only other one I can really think of right now, at least from recent picks, is Jabari Parker. Yeah. Other than that, who else is getting hurt?
Was Blake Griffin hurt?
Blake Griffin.
I'm talking about like recently.
Recent.
In the last 4 years, you're saying? Last 4 or 5 years? Yeah,
Since the process has basically started, since they drafted these players. Since
Parker.
Yeah.
And that's the one name I just mentioned. So we had Parker and Randall. Besides that, I can't really think of anybody else.
I don't think there has been anybody. The top 10. You think about it. No, it's been Randall and Jabari Parker. I mean, and obviously Embiid too. But other than that, it hasn't been anybody.
Yeah, not counting Sixers. It's all been Sixers.
It's all been us, and it's a shame because you don't know what you're really going to get from the Sixers brass either, because they don't really tell the truth about what's going on either. With Colangelo, like, he knew right off the bat Simmons wasn't going to come back. That's fine. Just come out and say it. We're not a stupid fan base. Just don't lead us to believe something else and lead us to be, think that something else is going on. But he definitely could have came back and played. We could have made a push for the playoffs, but they were trying to get a higher draft pick, which is fine because you needed that third-tier player, in which we got. We got the 3 players. Now, can they stay healthy? Let's hope so.
Yeah. All right, well, while Fultz was healthy, he was killing it in the summer league. Were you about to say something, Dave?
I was just going to talk about how the ticket sales you had on StubHub was insane. January and February, everyone trying to see, oh, this is going to be his debut. This is going to be his debut. Buying tickets left and right, and the Sixers just like, all right, we'll keep quiet. We don't got to say, we got to confirm or deny anything, but it's about $100 to get into the Sixers Pacers game on a Monday night.
And it's messed up. They led us to believe that he was coming back. That's all you heard about when you were at the Sixers game. They'd announce it over the loudspeaker that, come buy tickets to this game because Ben Simmons could be making his debut. So they knew what they were doing. They were smart. It's like the Kings game when it got rained out, and they made us stay there for 3 extra hours to buy concessions. They knew they weren't going to start that game. They were just trying to get paid.
I will say this, though, about the Sixers, that the Sixers don't get paid on those – it's more the Wells Fargo Center was that one. So I will defend the Sixers in that. I legit don't think they were trying to pull something like that. But Comcast Spectacor, I would blame for that one.
We'll get into the Sixers later, so because Dave has some information on Club 76, and it's kind of funny, so we'll get into that. But again, back to the topic at hand and Markelle Fultz and what he showed when he was actually healthy. What do you guys think, Dave?
Dude, he's legit. He's exactly what we need. He's proving right now that, he's somebody who wants the ball in his hands. You're going to see the ball go to him for the last shot. And all these scenarios the past few years when we had no one to do that for. To the point earlier, after I saw what I saw in the first 2 games, I didn't need to see him play again. So he's anything to give us a chance to be even more excited. So this kind of makes the injury a little bit more of a bummer because it just raised our expectations so much higher. And now hopefully we don't have to wait. I just wanted to be there for that first game, that home opener.
And that's what does suck about him getting hurt, because as a fan, you want to see them go out there and play. That was a little bit with me being a fan, like, all right, it's whatever. He's hurt. I want to just see him play because you get excited about this guy getting drafted, and that's what you want to see. But I think the kid showed huge strides when he was in Summer League. He scored on all abilities. He's got a nice jump shot, and he shows the ability to work off the ball, so he doesn't have to have the ball in his hands all the time to be effective. And that's going to work well when we have Simmons healthy and Embiid. And Embiid and Fultz. But they can work off of each other because obviously Simmons is going to play the point, and he's probably going to be the 2 guard. But if they need to, Fultz can actually take the ball up as well in a half-court situation and be the point.
Yeah, dude, he blew me away, and I don't care about the field goal percentage. He does have to get in the gym. I think he does have to work on the jumper, and because if he has a consistent jumper at the next level, he's a certified superstar. Because the way he creates space, it's so easy, it's so effortless, and he's got the 6'10" wingspan, so he can get that jump shot over anybody. Doesn't matter who it is. He's got the step back. That hezzy pull up that Kevin Durant likes to talk about. He's got everything in the bag. Now, the one thing I do disagree with people, I don't think he's super athletic at the rim. I think he is like Harden in that sense. I think he's athletic when he jumps off at 2 feet. I think when he jumps off at 2 feet, he can get up there, but off 1 foot, he kind of struggles to get above the rim. So he does settle for some jumpers because of that. But, it's tough to complain. The game reminds me of Damian Lillard with a longer wingspan. That's what it reminds me of.
And he doesn't rush anything either. The game comes to him. He's got a slow pace to it. So it's nice to see that because you see most rookies, they're very jittery and stuff, and they try to rush stuff. He doesn't rush anything. He sees everything before it happens, and it's nice to have a guy that is calm, cool, and collected out there.
Having him and Simmons on the floor at the same time, it's going to be – it's going to be on that level, I think, of like Curry and Klay Thompson, something like that. I mean, not similar games, but that level of just stardom together. Because it's the flashes we had of Simmons last year. Seeing him, it was just fun to watch him dribble the ball.
Yeah.
So them on the court together, and back to Fultz' shot. Maybe they will just sit him out for the whole year and have him work on that. I mean, Embiid gets injured, comes back, and he's the best three-point shooter on the team. Simmons posting these videos is draining 10 threes in a row after he worked on a shot. And maybe Sixers are like, you know what? Just shoot for a year. Come back next year.
Dude, by the way, that clip of Simmons, he didn't even hit rim on those shots, by the way. It was all net. I mean, all you got to do is close your eyes, and you just hear the ball swishing through the net. It's lovely. Puts you to sleep. It's beautiful. Just put it on repeat. Put it on loop. That's all you need. You don't even need a melatonin to go to bed. You're good. So, all right. Actually, we'll move on to that topic because that's something that, it's an interesting discussion. So the point guard spot, Ben Simmons revealed during that Summer League interview that he is going to play the point guard, but that's something that we've all kind of known already. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts on that? Ben playing the point, what do you think?
Yeah, Dave.
He's been very assertive that he's going to be the point. A couple of weeks ago, in some tweet, he replied to somebody. It was right after the night that Fultz got drafted. Someone tweeted out a projective lineup with Fultz as the point guard. And Simmons replied to it with like an asterisk that said no, and he inserted himself as the point guard. So the dude wants to be point guard. He wants the ball in his hands. I like that he's confident like that, and it's going to work. I mean, Brett Brown's been saying this has been a plan for 2 years. I don't care who he defends on defense. He's going to bring the ball up the court. It's a different game. There's not even a point guard anymore. He's going to grab the rebound, and he's going to be on the end of the court. And Embiid is probably still going to be under the basket. If Okafor's in the game, Okafor will probably never cross half court. That's why they've been trying to get rid of him. He cannot be on the court with Simmons. He moves way too fast.
Yeah. I'll get into Okafor in a second. We'll get to that.
That's probably why he slimmed down, though, so we can keep that
that's what I was about to say, dude. If you saw, man, Okafor is really, really, really slim right now.
Got a haircut, too. A little bit more aerodynamic.
Yeah, he's very, very thin. I mean, he looked like a big ball of dough when we first drafted him. But this guy is svelte. I mean, he looks like he's been hitting the gym hard. I mean, he looks like he might be able to play in the up-tempo. I mean, we'll have to wait and see for preseason. But Simmons has to play the point. I think he's a more superior passer than Fultz is. I think he's able to – I mean, we saw the passes he did in Summer League last year. They were incredible. I mean, the one where he threw it in between the guy's legs, to the guy to get the layup, he has to be the point. And I don't even know. Would you really think Fultz? I don't see Fultz as a real pure point guard. I feel like he is more of a two guard, just with the way he can, with his scoring ability and the way he can shoot and get to the 10. But I would want Simmons to be the one, and more so have Fultz be the two with his ability to hit the open jumper. But that's the question: is JJ Redick? Where's JJ Redick? I mean, he's definitely not going to be playing a three. So do you think Redick comes off the bench then? If it's going to be Fultz and Simmons at the 1 and 2.
Well, here's the way it's going to work. You're going to have Simmons playing the point guard, but he's basically going to be the 4 on defense. So you'll still have Redick at the 2, and Fultz basically guarding the 1. So Fultz will be the 2 on offense and the 1 on defense, and Redick will be. Now that's not a good backcourt defensive combination. So hopefully Robert Covington can kind of hide some of that. But here's the way I kind of view everything. I kind of view it as like a co-point guard thing. I mean, he can be the point guard on paper. That's fine. Now, he's going to be the point guard in this sense. He's going to be grabbing the defensive rebound. He's going to be going down the floor. So that's where I see him as a point guard. But in a half-court type of situation, maybe Fultz would kind of get that, especially late in games. You kind of need that shot and that go-ahead shot. I can see Fultz doing more of the ball domination in that sense. But here's the thing that people don't realize. Brett Brown preaches passing. The Sixers had the most passes out of any NBA team last year. So that ball is constantly moving. So you can say they have a point guard, but in essence, they really don't. The only time they really have a point guard is when Ben Simmons is running up and down the floor after a rebound.
And I think he's best suited on the I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, that's it. No, that's good.
And I was just saying, he kind of reminds me of Lonzo Ball in that way, is where they're better running and gunning as opposed to playing the half court. I feel like he would be best to be the point when they're going up and down the floor and then Fultz being in the half court. Do you think Simmons has enough moves to be down on the block to play the 4? I I mean, he is working on that jumper.
He's got post move.
Yeah. So I mean, he is working on that jumper, and that's going to make him a lot more versatile and easy, harder to guard if he can knock down that elbow jumper and have the ability. I hope he can even stretch it out to 3. That'd be great.
What do you think this does to Embiid's stats? Like, this is going to be such a different offense than last year. Yeah. Last year, just get the ball to Embiid, and then he does his thing. Like, how do you think he's going to exist like that? Because Embiid always wanted the ball in his hands last year. I mean, I know Simmons isn't going to really want the ball in his hands, but Embiid and Fultz, they kind of intrigue me together.
I don't think Fultz will. I think Fultz will really take a back seat because he said he's willing to do anything to help the team succeed. He's not really. I mean, he will be that guy if they need him to score, but he seems like the guy that is just willing to do anything to help the team win. So I still think Embiid's still the number 1 option. But it will be cool to see because the guy has the ability to score the basketball.
Imagine when they have Embiid, Redick, Fultz, and say this Simmons, this shooting in practice translate to games. Those 4 on the court at the same time, and Covington. Imagine those 5 on every single one of those guys could drain threes consistently.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
And then Jordan Bolden's gonna be here, and he's gonna be draining threes consistently.
It's great. The Spurs. We're the Spurs. We are turning slowly into the Spurs.
Well, we passed like the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did that last year. So, question I have now. This is a question that's been posed by our boy Eric, and Kyle and I have both answered. So I will ask Dave this question: would you start Fultz off the bench to start the year? Do you think that would work best?
Would I, or are they? I mean, they're definitely not.
Would you? Would you?
I
definitely not.
I still start him. I mean, barring, I don't know how serious this injury is. If this turns out to be more serious than it is, then that's the question. But assuming he's healthy, I start him. Why not? I mean, he's the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. He's talented. He's based on what I've seen in summer league. There's no reason why I wouldn't. So I'm 100% starting him.
Now his logic makes sense if I can find it, but I just wouldn't start him either because I think it's important to build that cohesion and all that. So
I don't even want him in summer league. I want him building the cohesion now. Like I said, practicing every day. Like, earlier you get that going on, the better. Never too soon.
I'm gonna see if I can find what he said. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, he was saying if I remember correctly what he posted, he would have Fultz come off the bench, and that would mean Redick would start, and I believe Dario would play the 4 then. And he was saying to have him, it would be like a scoring punch off the bench and kind of get him to acclimate it to the NBA because, rookies sometimes do struggle, and it might be better for his confidence too. Yeah, he is the number 1 overall pick. I don't see him really chirping and complaining like, oh, I want to start this, and that because I'm the number 1 overall pick. Like I said before, I mean, he's faithful to the grind. He's got that tattoo on his leg, and he's willing to do anything to help his team succeed. I mean, he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't find where this is. We do so many videos, I have no idea where it is.
I can't remember what video it was on either. I think it was one that I did under somebody else's question. I just don't remember which video it was. It was off a solo video. I just don't remember what his question. I don't know if he's watching now, but if he can chime in and say and re-ask that question. But I would really love to get Bolden over here if we can do anything possible to get Bolden over here because he's really, since Fultz has went down, he's really been the bright spot of the summer league. It's been been looking to watch him kind of succeed, and the same with Furkan too.
Yeah, he's so the lowdown on Bolden. We'll get to Dave in a second on his thoughts on Bolden, but so he's got another year with Belgrade, Serbia this coming season. Buyout is for $675,000. Now here's the thing: if the Sixers, they would need to play him on a 2-way contract because their 15-man roster is filled. So they already have 15 players under contract. So if they were to bring Bolden in, be a 2-way contract. 2-way contracts are for players that go back and forth from the NBA and G League, formerly of the D League, obviously. So he's probably not going to play this season.
Probably not, unless they are so in love with his game and see what jumps he's made because, and here's the other thing, is Serbia really willing to let go of him? They've already lost their point guard Milo whatever, so I forget what team he signed to. So you got this other talent in Bolden that they don't really want to get rid of because he's helped them. He was the Adriatic League. What is it? He was a player of the year of the Adriatic League or whatever it's called in the international play. But I mean, the guy just brings everything. I mean, he's got shot block ability. He's good on the run and gun. He can get into the jumping lanes. I would like to see him improve his jumper because he's real inconsistent with that. But he can pass too. I mean, he's just a Swiss Army knife out on there, and to have him on our team would be great. And I'm willing to have him and cut a player that is on our 15-man roster now to have him inserted and just pay that $675,000. And I think he wants to do that as well. Because look at these guys. You got Sauce. I've heard rumors that Sergio could be re-signed. I mean, I hate to get rid of TJ McConnell. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's true. I would hope it isn't. Doesn't make sense.
Because they don't have room for him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Unless they cut somebody. I mean, we let go of Henderson. I mean, you got Sauce there. But I do like the –
They could very easily get rid of Jared Bayless, I think, if to sign Bolden. Now, here's the thing about the two-way contract, too. They only work for a maximum of 45 days. So after that, they'd have to sign the guy to the 15-man roster. So regardless, they'd have to release somebody eventually. And, I mean, I could see it work where you cut Bayless and you get Bolden on the roster. I think you could do that.
There's a couple guys you could cut that would make room for this guy. And I do like that new rule of expanding it from 15 to 17-man roster to have that ability because I feel like the G League has really helped a lot of players improve and get into the NBA. So I like that rule that they've done that. And, yeah, I'd love to cut Bayless and get Bolden on this team because he's been very, very good. We still got Furkan. He's on the 15-man roster. But this man has to really improve. I think he could really benefit from playing in the G League.
Furkan's going to play a lot in the G League, as much as he's allowed to on the current contract he's at.
Yes.
They're not going to want him sitting on a bench. They're going to want him out there doing something, which is kind of funny that this dude paid so much money basically to come over to play in North Delaware. But I think a lot of what had to do with him coming over here is just the situation in Turkey in general. Like, probably not the best place to be living right now. So I think that had something to do with Dario coming over as well, which is
great for us.
Yeah.
Well, I've been very, very intrigued by Bolden's potential, and quite frankly, I can see him being a starter down the line, starting alongside Embiid. Quite frankly, hey, Ryan Colangelo, I'm sorry for giving you shit for trading Nerlens Noel. Because Jonah Bolden is Noel with a jump shot. He's better than Noel. So, we talked all that shit on BC. He's been perfect since December. I got no complaints for BC. He's been perfect.
Yeah, he has. I haven't been the biggest fan since he's been here, but he's kind of – I wasn't a big fan of him letting go of Nerlens Noel either. But to our defense, we didn't know we were going to get Jonah Bolden either. But it looks like –
But he did.
But, right. It's worked out in his advantage, and it's been great. Because, look, Nerlens Noel is still out there on the free agent, 12, 13 days into free agency, and he still hasn't got a contract.
Nobody even wants him.
Yeah, it's a shame. But a good move for BC, and I've been impressed with what he's done.
I think that Nerlens outrage was more directed towards – it was just a bummer how little we got for him. And then they tried to front like we got a first-round pick, which was just a slap in the face.
And then they traded one of their seconds for cash.
Yeah, and then it was him instead of Okafor. There's a few factors that there was nothing else to talk about at the time. There's really nothing going on, so why not just get angry at Colangelo,
I mean, it's so easy to get angry at him. But going back to Bolden, man, his defensive versatility really is impressive. And in today's day and age, to beat the Warriors, you gotta be able to play along the perimeter. You got to be able to switch and just play anybody. And Bolden, he can play post defense. He can guard alongside the perimeter. I mean, he poked the ball away from Tatum and stole him. I mean, pickpocketed him. That was really, really impressive. And then at the other end, he's driving in for the layup. So he's just so smooth out there. The most aesthetically pleasing passes I saw all week were from Joe Bolden on his drives from the wing and kickouts. I mean, those were just tremendous. He's got the shot. He shot like 37% from 3. So he's got that. It's a smooth release. It's effortless. So got a great stroke. It's hard to nitpick him. I got no complaints at all, except for maybe increase the field goal percentage. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. And I can understand why everybody was so excited when we drafted him, when we were at the draft. Everybody was stoked. I didn't know too much about him, but after watching these summer league games, I can understand why they were so excited when we drafted this kid. And I just hope they can get him on the roster. Let's just get rid of Bayless. Let's just get rid of him.
Stauskas is disposable. I'd say Justin Anderson's disposable. Okafor's disposable.
Nick Stauskas, they're all disposable. Everybody but Covington.
And in retrospect, I mean, Bolden's definitely more NBA ready right now than Furkan is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's already done.
Yeah, TLC and Furkan proved why Redick was signed to a 1-year deal. I mean, I had people telling me that, well, Furkan and TLC, they're better than Redick. Why are you going to spend $23 million if he's better? No, he's not. TLC and Furkan are not ready right now in their development to be better than Redick. They weren't ready to start this year. I get that TLC started near the end of the season, but I mean, we see it. I mean, he shot under like 40% in the summer league, and that's against D League. It's like, come on, dude. I know you can play a little bit defensively, but if you want to start, you got to be a little bit better on the offensive end. He looks uncomfortable when he has the ball in his hands. He can't dribble. He always seems to dribble into a crowd. Seems to get stuck.
TLC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Furkan, you could say the same thing, kind of. But I think Furkan actually looks smoother with the basketball than TLC.
Yeah.
TLC, he improved a lot over the year last year. Towards the end of the year, when everyone was injured, I don't know if he was starting or not, but he was putting in a lot of minutes. And
yeah,
he would go on.
He was at the end of the year, definitely. Like he probably improved more than any player last year.
Yep.
And the summer league, I don't think, is a good indicator because he's playing right now. He's trying to do a role that isn't his role. He's clearly like the most seasoned one out there. He's trying to score. He's trying to do this and that and be primary scorer. When at the end of the day, that's not what he is. He's going to be a 3-and-D guy. He's going to be like the third, fourth, fifth option for scoring, and he could thrive in that. So what he's doing right now in summer league, he obviously wasn't playing very good. I don't really take much stock into that. I look more at what he did at the end of last year in the actual NBA. This is why I don't like this summer league stuff. It's fake.
But my argument is he shouldn't be starting. People are telling me he should be starting instead of Redick. I don't agree with that.
No.
Anyone who doesn't like the Redick thing is just an idiot. Like, I don't know how else to say it.
That's what I think, but apparently there are idiots out there. And then they bash him too, which is like, what the fuck? Like, you're an idiot, dude. You don't even realize you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Trolls. They just get mad at the money. They look at the potential. Oh, we signed him for $23 million, but who cares how much money we paid him? It's for a year. We didn't lock him down for 4 years at $23 million a year. So what does it matter? Right?
Is it their money?
Yeah, exactly. Are you paying it out of your own pocket?
They have $15 million left still. 15, and the roster's already set. So why are people complaining? You had to reach the cap floor. Like, what's there to complain about?
Maybe it's a recent member of the Club 76 priority list. Their $176 is going towards JJ Redick's $23 million.
There's the transition. Go ahead, Dave. Talk about it.
Club 76. So we got your tier 1. You could join to get on a spam list. That's so the Sixers, I'm sure everyone's heard by this point, they are sold out of season tickets, and I guess give it credit in terms of making money. They know how to continue to make money. Anyone that joins this, don't know what you're thinking. If you want to join the one that actually puts you on the waiting list, it's $76. You get 2 T-shirts, 2 magnets, and I think the funny thing about this is it's not refundable, it's not transferable. I was actually just reading the fine print. Can I get a refund at any point? No. How long does the membership last? 1 year. How at the end of each year, you have the option to renew and give them a new, fresh $176.
New magnets. Yeah.
Fascinating. You know what, though? From a marketing standpoint, remember back in the day with the Iverson Day, everyone had those little flags on their cars. Everyone's going to have these magnets. Like they're trying to do something like that with the marketing, but
well, you used to work for the team, so you know all the tricks and trades. You know how it works, and like you see something like this, and you were telling us earlier prior to the show, you know, Mark Farzetta went and called every single team to see if anybody had anything like this, and nobody did.
Farzetta had a hilarious rant today. It's posted. If anyone wants to hear it, it's on. Just go to Sports WIP. You could stream it, the whole thing. He called NBA teams around the league to see what their deposit process was like. Do you have to? Is it renewable? Do you have to? Does it go towards my season tickets? Do I have to renew it every year? And I guess no one else did it the way the Sixers did, except maybe the Warriors, which was funny. And I guess he called the Brooklyn Nets. And he said, hey, do you guys got a waiting list? And I guess the Brooklyn Nets actually hung up on him.
That's funny. Oh, man. So, yeah. So the point is it's a scam. Don't do it. Don't sign up for it. So, all right.
I want some magnets, you know.
If you want to pay $76 for a magnet, hey, I'll be my guest.
More power to you.
Yeah.
I'm not by MCW.
All right. That's it. Besides, I mean, we talked about TLC for. I guess we talked about them enough, right?
TLC?
Yeah.
I mean, well, you're exactly right, Dave, because he's going to be a solid role player for the team. I don't think he's more than that, but some other people think he's more than that. And this summer league, it proves that he can't be more than that. I think.
No, it's 100% a fact. He's a 3-and-D guy, so we drafted him. He's going to be a great role player. He's still very young. He's still adapting to the NBA in the United States. I still see him at Morgan's Pier every Saturday with Embiid. I know Embiid's drinking Shirley Temples. I don't know what TLC's drinking, but kind of fascinates me. I wonder what they talk about because, like,
I want to go to Morgan's Pier.
Morgan's Pier? Not enough, man. It's a lot of fuck boys.
I want to go talk to Embiid.
He just grunts, man. He's not going to talk to you.
He just grunts?
He just grunts. He points at women, the ones that he wants. Sends his bodyguard after him. They say yes or no.
He can't even do it himself? Come on.
If they know, he just points to someone else.
Oh, must have it easy, huh? Looks for those BBCs. The BBC white girls.
Oh,
That's what he's looking for. All right. That's it. That's enough. But I do think Furkan definitely needs some more work. He didn't look good at all during summer league. So looked very, very uncomfortable. Speed of the game, he's not there yet.
Defensively, he's not there.
Yeah, and then for TLC, hey, if he can add a consistent 3-point shot to his game, then he'll be he'll be a really solid player, but doesn't really have that shot yet. He knows how to get open. He knows how to find the open spots on the floor, but then, he doesn't make the shot. I mean, the one game he went 3 of 5 from 3, which is great, but like the 2 misses, one was an air ball and the other one hit off the side of the backboard. So he's got to hit the shot consistently.
Well, look who he's playing with, though. Once he plays with Simmons and Fultz, they'll be able to. He could just be a spot-up shooter at that point.
Well, he was trying to be a spot-up shooter in summer league. He was open. He wasn't hitting them.
Yeah, I mean, it'll take some time. He's got a nice shot.
That's my point.
He's got a nice shot. He does. It's got a quick release.
Like
so
he's not ready to start. If he was a starter, he maybe like 2 or 3 years from now. Not right now. He's not ready.
No. He had an okay game last night. I liked how he played last night.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the game yet. I have it on DVR, but I did that the Philly influencer thing with 4th and John last night. Mm-hmm. We did the podcast E-Rock and all them. So, I'm going to watch it like probably right after the show, actually. So, going to watch Alonzo score 36 points.
Yeah, you'll see. We'll see. It was a decent game. It was an entertaining game.
Well, I got a lot of people were blowing up my phone after his first game, like, he sucks. I'm like, I watched the first game. Now, granted, I didn't think he was any good, but I didn't think his shot selection was bad. I mean, he was 1 for 11, but if the defenders kept sagging off him, you're going to keep taking a shot.
Yeah,
let's knock him down. And he went 1 of 11. And then I don't know what he did yesterday. I haven't watched the game, so I can't tell you. But I'm assuming that shots were going down.
It wasn't a lot of shots. It was a lot of poor defense, and he was kind of walking. He got a lot of layups. I mean, you'll see. What's that?
Oh, so then I don't really give a shit if they were all open layups.
Yeah, most of them were. I mean, he had 2 nice shot selections, but for the most part, they were, easy transition buckets where they were not like playing hard defense, But I mean, you'll see if you watch it. It wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Gabe, you got anything to say?
All I know is, man, last year Ben Simmons had Christian Wood averaging like 20 a game in the summer league. And he got an NBA contract. So I'm pretty sure that Ben Simmons could make TLC into a god if he wanted to.
We're getting there. He's just not there in his development yet. And that's the thing. Like people, they tend to get behind the younger players, and they see a guy like Redick and they, whatever you want to think of him. But these guys are just not Redick yet. And they don't you got to understand there is a process to it. You got to trust it. So
you do.
So to speak. Yeah. So, all right. We'll do final thoughts right now. We'll get out of here.
What's that? Go ahead,
Final
Dave.
thoughts. Anything else?
Dude, my final thought was Christian Wood. But no, I do have a final thought, actually. Justin Anderson, man. He's going to be our goon this year. Like, I think that's what his role is going to be. No one's talking about Justin Anderson at all. He's like the least talked about person on the entire roster. He's going to make the team because he's a maniac on defense. And we're just going to bring him in to fuck shit up when it's time to do that. And it's going to be amazing to watch. Don't sleep on Justin Anderson.
I hope he can be the player he was at Virginia because he's another guy that can play hard-nosed defense and just stretch that shot ability. But for that Club 76, I don't understand why they're really bringing this up because if you're a season ticket holder, I mean, it's specifically just for season ticket holders, isn't it?
No, this is to be on the waiting list to be a season ticket holder.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
You pay $176. You are on the top. Well, it goes if you're a partial plan holder, you have like more priority. And then beneath that would be the ultra priority, the Club Elite 76 or something like that. $76 is the next tier. You're below them. And then the last, I guess if you do sign up for this spam list, you do get on the waiting list. But I would put $1 million at their names to get thrown into the garbage can. Like, how are they going to get anywhere,
Probably. And that's what I was wondering. Like, I'm a season ticket holder. Why are you sending me this stuff? I get it all for free. Why would I pay $100 and some to get something I get that I already paid for? It was just weird. So it's not for season ticket holders. It's for people to become season ticket holders. I got you.
It's for all the people who didn't believe us when we said we would be sold out.
Years prior.
Like, I told you so. Fuck you. Here's your Club 76 for $176. Non-refundable. Should have listened to us the first time, bitch.
That's why I signed up. That's why I signed up 4 years ago when they were terrible because I knew this was going to happen. And I'm glad I did.
All the smart people did it. If you did it, you're smart. Imagine people that like dropped like last year or something like that, or I just feel like such idiots.
Yeah, there was a lot of people in my row that are like, "Oh, we're not paying money next year. Like, why would we pay for this crap?" It's like you got to give it a chance. Wait till we're all healthy. I mean, you saw what we did in January when we were somewhat healthy, and now they're regretting it. I mean, what they sell out in like 2 hours or something? 14,000 seats, something crazy.
I don't know, but all people, it's like. No one's buying Amazon stock now. It's like over $1,000. Like you bought that shit when it was still available as 10. It's just how it works. And especially these guys that own the Sixers know what they're doing in terms of making money. So you even take that into consideration. You're working with smart people. So like somebody's going to buy these tickets if not you. And if you do, it's an investment. It's a great investment. So
yeah. All right. I got no final thought. I got nothing other than check out the podcast I did last night with E-Rock and Sean Brace. So click play. I got uploaded that sometime today. So check that out. Even though half of it isn't even sports. I mean, it's one of the topics was like Dr. Dre, and I couldn't tell you anything about him. So and then McGregor fight was another one. But we got into some Sixers talk. We talked about curses that I don't believe in. And we talked about the Eagles. So make sure you tune that in. Basically, listen to like the second half of the podcast. You want to listen to sports stuff. So with that being said, Kyle Gaffner, Dave Roszinski, I'm Adrian Fedke. Thank you for tuning in. Take care.